Alright guys, you know I don't talk about a lot of movie news on my channel unless it's something that really interests me. And the Joker's my boy, so this really interests me. Because it's crazy to a convoluted degree and I have a lot of thoughts about what's going down. Basically, the news broke that there is going to be a new Joker movie that's a standalone Joker movie that's going to have a new actor to play the Joker that's not really linked to the DCEU. And it looks to be an origin story right out the gate, or I'm gonna get on this shit. I am interested in a standalone Joker movie. I'd love to see a movie that concentrates on my boy. I don't want an origin story. You tell his origins, it puts him in a box, it limits him. That's how I feel anyway. And if you're gonna reference the Killing Joke in the comment section, it's my least favorite thing about the Killing Joke. He's crazy because he feels justified in being crazy. Maybe he's not as nuts as we think. Maybe he's just the realist. In which case, we're all sane because we have blinders to the real world. It's the only way you can be sane. That's why I love the Joker. It's like Billy Loomis in Scream said, did Norman Bates have a motive? Did they ever find out why Hannibal Lecter liked to eat people? See, it's scarier when there's no motive. Of course, Norman Bates and Hannibal Lecter now have an origin story. Oh fuck, there goes that. And the crazy thing, yeah, this is the crazy thing. This is just one of the planned many. In fact, it's one of a series of movies that isn't linked to the DCEU but will have the DC characters. Which they're either gonna clarify that in the coming days or it's just gonna stand as exactly what it sounds like. Which is, yes, there's going to be the DCEU and the standalone DC movies that have characters from the DCEU but different actors portraying them in the standalones as opposed to the DCEU. That's me saying we're gonna have two Aquamen, I guess. Or Aquamans. Word is Martin Scorsese is gonna produce this movie. I get the potential for quality here. But it all depends on how involved in producing Scorsese is gonna be. Example, Steven Spielberg produced the first Transformers movie. I don't know how involved he was on that thing. And if he was really involved, trust me, people in the comment section are gonna let me know. Point is, when I watched the first Transformers movie, it doesn't feel like a Steven Spielberg movie to me. So I personally am not going to expect this Joker movie to feel like a Martin Scorsese film. The word we're getting is this Joker, or the story he's in, is gonna be an 80s crime story. So an 80s crime story that concentrates on the Joker and shows his origin, that's a standalone, not part of a cinematic universe. Are they just re-releasing the Burton Batman in theaters? That's what it was. I guess Todd Phillips is one of the writers on this project. He directed the Hangover trilogy and War Dogs. I don't know if that speaks Joker movie to me. I feel like Todd Phillips being one of the writers is going to have more to do with what the end product of this movie is than Martin Scorsese as a producer. I'd like him to come out and be like, hey, douchebag on YouTube, this is exactly how involved I'm going to be. I feel bad for Jared Leto. Most of the fans hated his guts as a Joker, and I feel bad for the dude. He had all this pressure to live up to the Heath Ledger Joker, so his Joker ultimately was some form of an impersonation of Heath Ledger's Joker. He went full method, he mailed rats and condoms to people. Ooh, look how crazy the Joker is, and in the end, he really didn't need to be in the movie. And now it looks like that story that Jared Leto was promised is going to happen with someone else. Point is, I feel like Jared Leto was promised one thing and got another. But origin aside, a standalone movie would work because there have been some quality standalone Joker stories out there. Take Brian Azzarello's Joker. Batman was in the very end of that story. In the end, it's seen through the eyes of his driver, who really is like, I kind of get the Joker. I totally get this guy. We're becoming close. He gets me. He's gonna learn a rough lesson that in the end, the Joker doesn't give a fuck about you. Joker cares about the Joker. He's a sadistic bastard. And in the end, I want them to learn from their mistakes on this. Don't overcook the Joker. Whatever actor takes this on, don't feel pressure to live up to Heath Ledger's Joker. Make the Joker yours. Make him a presence, a powerful presence in any room. In the end, just think of it this way. The Joker's a monster. What makes monsters laugh? Monsters thing. He should feel scary, not crazy because he's crazy. His eccentric nature is the byproduct of his core. Make his core the showcase. Anyhow, it's my thoughts. This news interests me. My question is the DCEU still going to happen? Or are they gearing a series of self-contained DC movies up while they're winding the DCEU down? Or they're gonna happen simultaneously if they happen side by side. If the DCEU is happening while this series of standalone DC character films is happening, this is very comic book. Multiple takes on the same characters, unrelated, unlinked, different universes, portrayed differently with different tone. Nothing's more comic book. Down for a Joker standalone movie, don't want to see his origin. But if you're gonna show me his origin, I hope it's fucking amazing. Alright guys, so a Joker standalone movie, what do you think about that? Which actor would you like to play the Joker? Whatever you think, comment below, let me know. And as always, if you like what you've seen here and you want to see more, click right here to see more.